Hey guys, so today I'm going to do my Yesstyle haul. I know I'm a little bit behind on this, but it's just, I've been trying out a lot of their skincare, and like I said, I only have one face, so I really can't go through it that quickly. But I guess I'll first start off with my most favorite items from this time. So my favorite masks I've ever tried in the whole world were my Beauty Diary masks. My Beauty Diary masks were the very first sheet mask I ever tried, and that's kind of the brand that I've had the most success with, despite the fact that they are a little bit big for my face, and I think they're big for most people's faces since they're supposed to be universal. So lately I tried the Arbutin whitening mask, and I have to say these are the best whitening masks I've ever tried. They're pretty much right on par with the Shiseido ones that are like $10 each, which I think is really expensive for a sheet mask. But these are the most dramatic whitening mask I've ever used. Now, a lot of people, when they hear the term whitening, especially when they see an Asian girl talking about it, I do think they're a little bit confused as to what whitening products do. Whitening products really aren't meant to so much whiten the skin as they are to make the skin seem more translucent and even in skin tone. And this mask, like instantly right after I took it off, just my skin looks so translucent and moist and pretty, and it doesn't have any scent, which I think is really good because a lot of the My Beauty Diary masks, they're scented like chocolate or strawberries, and I feel like a lot of times when people have really bad reactions to them, a lot of times it's because of all these artificial scents that companies throw in there trying to make it seem more attractive, when in reality I tend to see that products that are really highly fragranced, more people react badly to. So I just can't help but think all those, perfumes and extra additives are really not that great when it comes to skincare. But this one doesn't smell like anything, which I think is a huge bonus, and it's by far the best whitening mask I've ever tried. The effect was long lasting. Most whitening masks, you'll put it on, you'll take it off, you'll be like, oh wow, my skin looks so much whiter, but this one actually truly made it look better. What I like to do with a lot of my whitening masks is I'll get any kind of whitening serum, and then I'll put it right where my spots are, where any hyperpigmentation is, and then I'll put the mask on, and it really helps the serum soak well into your skin. So these are highly recommended. I like this even more than the Black Pearl one, which used to be my favorite. So this was probably the big winner out of all the ones that I tried this month. Okay, so whitening products that I didn't really like this month is I also tried the BeautyMate one. I've actually been trying this for the past 2 months or so, ever since I finished using the Pond's Flawless White, which I really liked, by the way. So I tried the BeautyMate stuff. I tried the BeautyMate sheet mask. These come in packs of 7. They are a little bit cheaper, but then they also, come in 7 per pack, unlike My Beauty Diary, which comes in 10 per pack. And then I also tried their foaming cleanser. Now, I've always said that I don't think foaming cleansers make a really big difference, when it comes to whitening skincare. I think those are the last thing that you should invest in. I think with any cleanser, really, the most important thing is that your skin is getting clean, and that's really what matters. But then I just decided to try it just because I didn't have any more face wash. Honestly, that was the real reason why. I don't use my Proactive to wash my face. I use that more as a medicinal treatment. I don't, use it to take off makeup because it's not going to really take off your makeup that well. And so this is what I've been using. This whole line really didn't work out for me. I've tried a few of the other masks. They didn't really work out for me either. I was kind of confused because I know that this is actually a pretty well-respected brand as far as, sheet masks go and skincare goes. I've tried a few of the under eye circle masks, which I actually like, the Nano Bright Up ones. But yeah, this didn't really do it for me, the Nano line, just because, I don't know, it just didn't really work for my skin. I tried to do some research, and it seems that a lot of people who actually didn't like My Beauty Diary like this, so maybe it's just something in my skin. Like I said, skincare works differently for everyone, but this didn't really work that well for me. These are priced really well. I remember these being pretty affordable compared to My Beauty Diary and a lot of other brands. This was definitely on the cheaper end. By the way, I'm going to have all prices and everything down in the description box as always. But like I said, it just didn't really do anything for me personally. I didn't really notice very many effects, but at the same time, it was very, very mild. Both of these are unscented, which like I said, I think is really good in a skincare product. I don't think skincare should be scented. I don't mind smells personally, but I know most people have really bad reactions, like I said, to products that are too highly fragranced. I think this cleanser would be better for more mature skin just because, like I said, it's very, very mild, it's very gentle. It just bubbles. It doesn't really, have that thick, foamy texture that Shiseido's, for instance, has. So very mild, unscented, but it just didn't really do a whole lot for me personally. But if you didn't like My Beauty Diary, then a lot of people who really didn't like My Beauty Diary gave My Beauty Diary like seething reviews. A lot of them said that this worked really well for them, so maybe you can give it a try if it didn't work out for you. But actually, My Beauty Diary works really well with my skin, so So next thing I got was this Kiss Lip Softsense chapstick. That's because I don't know if they discontinued my old Shiseido chapsticks. I used to love the water and lip ones. A lot of people told me that it's not discontinued, it's just a lot harder to find now. Well, it's a lot harder to find now. I don't really see it in stores at all anymore. So I tried these ones on Yesstyle, and they actually are just like the Shiseido ones. They have the same exact texture. You put it on your lip and it just kind of melts into your lip. It's really hard to describe the feeling if you've never tried one, but they just make your lips feel so plump and moist, and it just feels like it instantly soaks in. I got the peach one because the other flavors were like strawberry, cheesecake, or I'm not really into products that smell like food, like any kind of brown, sugary, lemon stuff. I'm really into just fruity scents, and so I really like this one, the peach one. It tastes like candy. It tastes like all the little Asian candies that I love, so that's why I really like it. The only downside to this is that these kind of textured chapsticks, I do go through them very quickly, but they're still my favorite kind of chapstick. And these are also a little bit more expensive than the Shiseido ones. I think these were $10 or so. I don't know, like I said, I'll list the price down in the description box, but they are a little bit more expensive than Shiseido ones. The Shiseido one was only, I think, $6 or $7 per tube. So that's kind of a bummer about the price, but if you've ever tried one of the Japanese chapsticks, you should really, really try it. They just feel like jelly. They just sink into your lips. I don't know, there's nothing really like it in the American chapstick world, so I love Japanese chapsticks. So the next thing that I tried was from the Etude house. Now, I've liked pretty much everything I've bought from Etude house. I don't know, I just think it's a really good company. I haven't really had any bad experience. They actually make my favorite gel liner now, my favorite cream liner. And then, so I decided to try this brown eyeliner. They also have it in black and in gray, but I wanted to try brown liquid liner just because, I don't know if you guys read Wendy Chang's blog, but she's really, really funny. And she always wears brown eyeliner, and it actually looks really good on her. And so I think this was around $10 or so too. The brush I really like. I feel like the brush, some people said it was thick. I didn't find it hard to use. I think it's actually probably the easiest brush that I've ever used. Very pigmented, as you can see. And I didn't have any problems with it flaking either. A lot of people mentioned that it flaked. I only found that it flaked when I tried to not redip my brush, and I would just try to drag out whatever little was left on the brush to make my wing. And if I made my wing out of liner that was already kind of partially dried, then it would flake. I just think it just can't adhere to skin as well. And I mean, with any liner, I don't think it adheres as well if you draw it on like while it's pretty much dried on the brush. But otherwise, I had a really good experience with it. I think this is one of the best non-waterproof eyeliners I've ever used. Like I said, it's not waterproof though. It's not gonna last longer than MAC Liquid Lasts, which is my absolute favorite eyeliner of all time because it'll never ever ever smudge on you. But if you're someone who doesn't need a waterproof eyeliner and you're looking for a liner that is very pigmented, pretty easy to use. Like I said, this is the easiest brush liner. Usually I like felt tip liners because I feel like they're a little bit neater. This is the easiest brush liner I've ever used. Like you can see, it's a pretty straight line. So if you're looking for a liner and you don't want something that's waterproof, not everyone likes waterproof makeup, you know, for you lucky non-oily people. But yeah, so I just think it's the best non-waterproof liner I've used. By far one of the best. I can't really think of any off the top of my head right now that I think really trumps it, but I got the brown one. See, even the brown one's pretty dark, and I heard the black one's really dark too. I was looking at swatches of other people's swatches of it online. So really good for the price. I really haven't tried anything from Etude house that I didn't really like. For someone that has really extremely oily eyelids like me, then I would probably pass. But if you're someone that doesn't need that kind of staying power and you just like an eyeliner that comes off really easily, I would try this. But it doesn't smudge all over the place when you touch it. It's really impressive. It has really good staying power for non-waterproof. So next thing I got was this Mandom Beauty Eye Makeup Remover. It's just the bi-level ones that you shake up. I think the packaging is really good. The only problem I've had with bi-level ones like this before in the past is that sometimes they would leak out, but the packaging is really good. I mean, I feel like Japanese cosmetics, they always package everything really well. I've never really had any problems with that stuff leaking, so it didn't leak. Took off the makeup really well. All my waterproof makeup has no problem melting it off, but I think the bi-level eye makeup removers for the most part are all really good. There's not a lot to say about eye makeup removers. Last thing I got was this Canmake Cheek and Cheek. It's kind of like the cheek and highlight ones they had before, but I actually really like these colors. If you can see, it kind of has more of a dusty rose, and then it has this fun, brighter color. It's kind of a peachy coral color. I really, really like it. This is probably my favorite Canmake blush, actually, out of all my blushes I have of theirs, just because I can see people not really using this one as much, just because I could see them being like more timid of this color, or maybe they don't like to highlight. But I think this is a really nice palette because they have a really strong color that's still universally flattering. I mean, this kind of color looks good on everyone. And they also have a very daytime appropriate blush too. It's just this dusty pink. It kind of reminds me of my old Shiseido one. I swatched it on my blog. There you guys go. That's the exact color it is. I swatched this on my blog as well, so I'm going to link it down the bottom. But yeah, I mean, it's just like all my Canmake blushes, very soft, very blendable, very long lasting. I've always loved Canmake blushes, but this is actually my favorite Canmake blush I've ever had from them, just because the formula seems a little bit better even. It just feels really, really silky. And I mean, Canmake, there's never been a problem with the quality, you know, they're really good quality, but this one feels even better. It reminds me a lot of my Shiseido blushes, which are really just finely milled and they feel like powder when you touch them without being powdery. And so there you guys go. I'm excited. I have swatches down in the description box, but this one is in 04, my favorite Canmake blush I've had so far, but it's actually a lot prettier than it's showing up on camera. So that's it. A pretty quick Yesstyle haul for this time. Sorry. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys try out that My Beauty Diary mask because it's so good and I'm really obsessed with it. Sorry, that was really awkward and too excited. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.